Hello and welcome back to my channel. So first things first, I've been gone for like a month after making 2 videos. So I've been having a pretty bad streak of bad luck. And so the first week that I was gone I was pretty tired. It had been like really busy week. So that was a little annoying, but then I got sick for like 2 weeks, and then the week after that I still had the cough and it wouldn't go away. And then the electricity in this room in my library just went out. It's not the light bulb. I've tried to change it, so now I'm working with a small lamp that I stole from the living room. And it's working. Actually, it's working kind of well. I kind of like the look of the room with it. So I did try to make this video like twice this week, but for the past couple of weeks, everybody here has been going to sleep pretty late, and it's been really annoying. Right now, it's 2:03. Yesterday at this hour, everyone was awake, and it was very annoying. But I'm back, and I have here a collection of books that I've been getting throughout the month. Sorry about that. Where the fuck did that cable go? Hold on, let me see what the fuck is going on here. Alright, I think I fixed it. Except for like it's in the middle. But that doesn't really matter though. So I just wanted to make a quick video going through these books and showing you what I've been getting. So first things first, I got The Biggest Ideas in the Universe by Sean Carroll. The interesting thing about this one, so it introduces you to different theories and ideas in physics and mathematics and all that. Mainly physics, but in a very friendly, beginner-friendly way. It actually goes like into the math, so you can see like the equations and the graphs, and explains like what they all mean and how to do it yourself, like how to do all these calculations yourself. Which is a nice thing about science, that it's if you don't believe that what they're telling you is true, you can just go ahead and do it yourself, and then you'll eventually come to the truth. But yeah, I was always like terrible in math, but for the last like year, I started getting more into science and math and all that good stuff. So I got this one because it's on that theme. So I'm not very prepared right now, because as soon as I saw that everybody was asleep, I kind of just jumped into it, and it was like, it's my time to shine, baby, let's go. So I don't know where to put the books after I'm done with them, but we'll see. Next we have The Roman Warfare by Adrian Walsworthy. I haven't read any of these books, by the way, so like if you're looking for a recommendation or review or whatever, I haven't read them. This one is just a nice short little book on the military history of the Roman Empire. Now, since it's not very thick, I'm assuming it's not like a complete guide, or, well, you're not gonna come out knowing everything about the military history of the Roman Empire after reading this, basically. But I think it's like a nice introduction and a nice piece of knowledge and interesting fact. I will have another one over here called War and Imperialism in Rome, in the Republic of Rome. So that's interesting. Next up, also in the theme, or well, in the subject of history, we have The Histories, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I'm not a native English speaker, so in Spanish, I guess you would just read it as Herodotus. But in English, English. I don't know, and I've never seen anybody pronounce it. Now that I think of it, and I'm not about to be made fun of over it. But if I had to guess, oops, sorry. If I had to guess, I would say it's Herodotus. Herodotus, maybe the history is Herodotus. So this is the father of history, basically. And let me read a little bit of the synopsis. Because oops, hold on. Same rules as before. If I have to cough or anything, I'll mute my mic. In Tom Hunt's vibrant translation, one of the great masterpieces of Western history springs to life. Herodotus, oh my god, don't do that. Herodotus of Halicarnassus, hailed by Cicero as the father of history, composed his histories around 440 BC. So this is basically ancient history written by an ancient historian and compiled by a modern historian. So, and it's a nice copy. It looks really nice. I've never even heard of this book, but I assume it's going to be a good read. I don't think that putting them there is going to be a good idea. Let me just put him behind me. Next stop, as an English student, we have one of my favorites of all time, and I'm being sarcastic. But as soon as I saw it, I just thought I have to have it. Edmund Spenser's The Fairy Queen. And if you're an avid fan of mine, whatever the fuck that means, you probably heard me complain about this guy and this specific poem in my last video. And it's because this guy was pretentious as hell, and he made the language archaic and weird and on purpose so that it was more difficult to read. As you can see, it's also very long, but he is very good. Like the poetry is really good. And if I were in a more comfortable position, I would read like a couple of stanzas. But here I'll try to read one. I'll read the first stanza of Canto 1. A gentle night was sprigging on the plain, clad in mighty arms, and the silvered shield, where the no dints of deep wounds did remain, the cruel marks of many a bloody field. Yet armies, till that time did never wield, his angry steed did chide his foaming bit, as much disdain to the curb to yield. Full oil, I don't even know what that word is. Night he seemed, and fairy did seed, as one for nightly. It's just so fucking annoying. See what I mean? It's just, look at that first stanza. You can pause it for like a second so that you can read it, but I'm telling you, he went out of his way to make it difficult to read. But if you take your time and everything with it, you kind of get it. It doesn't help that he does this shit that they did with Star Wars. Basically, he starts, if I remember correctly, I think he starts in the middle, and then it goes to the end, and then it goes right like over to the beginning. So he's jumping around in time the whole time. So try to read that fucking shit while trying to decipher when this is going on. It's just a very difficult poem, but you know what? I got it, because of course I did. Next up, we have our girl, the mother of science fiction, Mary Shelley, The Last Man. Now, I don't know what this one is about. I do know that it's short. It's like a good 2 or 3 day read. So that will be a fun read for that. I don't think I have read much much for Mary Shelley. Have you used Frankenstein and like a bit of other things, like sorts of stories. Maybe even one of this one in a class or two. But I don't remember reading too much about her or reading too much from her. But I found this one, and Mary Shelley, of course I have to have it. So Mary Shelley goes right back there. Let me just put it back. Next up, and this one I did read, The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. So this one, I actually really enjoyed this one, and it was kind of funny because I started reading it the week that I was gone, and the first thing that you get is the custom house. And for those of you who know, the custom house at first might come off as dragging and annoying and just like too much. Like, look at this shit. All that is just the custom house. This whole part. It's not very difficult. It's like maybe like an hour, 2 hour read. But I was very tired when I read it, and then the next day I didn't like that I was tired while reading it, so I read it again, and then I liked it. It was kind of weird, but really liked it, this one. And for this one, let me just pull out the other one. I have this friend at Barnes & Noble, and while I was getting the Scarlet Letter, she told me to get this one, the Red Letter Blaze. And it has In the Blood and Fucking A by Suzanne Laurie Parks. In the Blood has a very intense ending. It's really good, and the book is set sort of like in the same themes, and not the same universe, but it uses the same themes and the same idea and the same concepts of the Scarlet Letter to make a point. That being that perhaps our Puritan ways of looking down on certain people for doing things or living a life that we deem impure or just like too immoral, too much. So it seems like it does give you that idea of maybe we haven't learned anything. A little intervention here to drink a little bit of tea. I don't know if you like to hear like people drinking, but for those of you who do, that's annoying. I get like stuck between the books in a class. So one thing I didn't expect doing ASMR is that if I breathe freely, this microphone catches it. So like if I just like I'm breathing very calmly, but it still picks it up, and I don't know how to adjust it so that doesn't happen. Maybe like a little further away from me. That seems to work, but I'm still learning. Still learning here. We will see. Something tells me like I have to be close to the mic so that it's more relaxing. Anyways, so these two as well. Let's look at them together. So first we have to this day, like the cough is not completely gone. We have Ulysses by James Joyce. And I don't know anything about James Joyce. I have no idea how he writes or anything, but I did see Ulysses, and I know that this one is sort of like a classic, and of course I have to have it. But since I don't know him, I thought I would get a portrait of the artist as a young man, also by James Joyce, and this one is a lot thinner, like a lot shorter. So this one is like, what, 2 or 3 days read. So that would be nice. I'm thinking this will be my introduction to his writing, and then I'll see what the fuzz is about with this one. So that's sort of what we got for that one. So we're at the 15-minute mark. I hope that this video is relaxing and it's helping at least somebody sleep, because I'm staying my ass up so that you can have something. No, but it's fun to make these. I actually like making these videos, and hopefully it helps at least someone. So next up we have T.S. Eliot, The Complete Poems and Plays. And this one, just thought you might like the amount of paper. Oops. I keep forgetting that the cable is right there. This one I got at a little used bookstore in here in my city, and it's a wonderful little place. It's like a little piece of heaven. So for this one, just so you know, because the Fairy Queen made me look like I'm retarded or something, or illiterate, let me read a little bit of this one. So that actually, it's because it's too late, bro. Fucking 2:20. Sure, we can read like a quick little stanza. The eagle soars in the summit of heaven. The hunter with his dogs pursues his circuit. Oh, perpetual revolution of configured stars. Oh, perpetual recurrence of determined seasons. Oh, world of spring and autumn, birth and dying. The endless cycle of idea and action. Endless invention, endless experiment. Brings knowledge of motion, but not of stillness. Knowledge of speech, but not of silence. Knowledge of words and ignorance of the word. All our knowledge brings us nearer to our ignorance. All our ignorance brings us nearer to death. But nearness to death no nearer to God. Where is the life we have lost in living? Where is the wisdom we have lost in knowledge? Where is the knowledge we have lost in information? The cycles of heaven in 20 centuries bring us further from God and nearer to the dust. How nice. Very well written. I really like the, it has a very, solemn feel to it. Sort of like you, not necessarily get scolded, but it does give you that bit of, like, self-reflection. But, yeah, I didn't know much about T.S. Eliot, but one of these guys in there's a writing group here in my city, and we meet up every once in a while. At this point, it used to be like once every other Tuesday, but now it's like every once in a while. These people just don't show up. But one of them, in one of those meetings, told me that my writing reminded him of T.S. Eliot. I seriously doubt that it is that good. But since he said that, I had to get something of T.S. Eliot so I could see like why he said that. But yeah, that's gonna be a really nice little read. Another one of the books is In Other Words, Literature by Latinas of the United States. So this is a collection, an anthology of short stories, poems, and writings by Latina writers in the U.S. And they are very consider myself Chicano. I consider myself just Mexican. That's just what I am. But the nice thing is that some of them are written in Spanish, and then some are like written in English, mixed with Spanish, like this one, Legacy. And it's sort of like code switching. So I just wanted to get this one to see like some more of the Latino writers in the US. So let me just put this over here. Next up we have The Unworthy by Agustina Pasterka. And this one is a exclusive from Barnes & Noble. I tried to take this off, but I don't think you can. Or can you? I don't even think I tried. Did I try? At this point I don't remember, but it's an exclusive edition for Barnes & Noble. And reading the synopsis, I was interested. So let me read it for you real quick. From hell, what am I saying? From her cell in a mysterious covenant. Cloistered away from the climate catastrophe that has plunged the world into chaos, a woman writes the story of her life in whatever she can find. Discarded ink, dirt, and even her own blood. A lower member of the sacred sisterhood, deemed an unworthy, she dreams of ascending to the ranks of the enlightened at the center of the covenant, and of pleasing the forbidden superior sister. But when a strange newcomer joins the ranks of the unworthy, the narrator is forced to consider her long-buried past. As she grows closer to the newcomer, she is increasingly haunted by questions that she can no longer ignore. How did she get to the sacred sisterhood? Why can't she remember her life before? And what really happens when a woman is chosen to be enlightened? So it was kind of like an interesting premise. So, and it was pretty short. So that's like a day and a half read. It's a nice weekend. So picked it up just for fun. Now next up, I got Diaries of the Motorcycle. That's the name in English, but I got it in Spanish. Diarios de Motocicleta. Notas de viaje por América Latina. This one was written by Ernesto Che Guevara. So the thing is that I recently have been doing some research on Che Guevara and Cuban Revolution. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more about it in another video, because right now I'm fucking sleepy and we're already hitting the 23-minute mark. But yeah, I got this one, A Revolutionary Life by John Lee Anderson. And with this one, I also got the Diarios de Motocicleta, just sort of to peek into the mind of Che Guevara over here. Now I got it mainly with a mentality that one would get some shit like, I don't know, Mein Kampf or whatever. It's basically I was just interested in seeing like really bad people from history, and then, well, at least in Mexico, I don't know if in the entirety of Latin America is the same way, but in Mexico and especially in Cuba, there's a lot of people that really hate Che Guevara. So you're told that he was an assassin. Like a mass murderer and a terrible person throughout like your whole life. But I never like realized it. I never really questioned it, and I never really like looked into it myself. So I got the revisioned edition to do a little research on him and see like what's what. And with historical figures, you can never really go one way or the other. It's always the lines are so blurred that you end up basically being able to decide whether or not you want to believe if they were good or bad. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but it's like so there will be stories from people that hate that certain historical figure, and they will say a lot of bad things about them. And then there's going to be a lot of other people that really like them and that thought that the person was a hero and whatever. And you'll read a lot of good things from that side. But as I understand it, this book goes more into depth into the actual evidence and the actual the records to like try to make a case for or against. It's also very unbiased, as I have been told. I'm not completely sure that is the case because I haven't read it, but I have been told that this is like the best book. If you're gonna do research on Che Guevara, this is the one to go to. And I got this diaries of the motorcycle just to sort of like peek into his mind, whether he was like horrible as they say or not. I think it would be interesting to see what was in his head. If for nothing else, you could always use it to basically the mentality of know your enemy, or just like peek into the mind of somebody who was just completely fucked up. Sorry, I was drinking. You know how sometimes when you drink, your throat does those little weird noises. That's what just happened. That's why I had to stop it. So we're done with the tea. So let's just get through these real quick. So next up I have Hunters in the Snow, a collection of short stories by David Cranes. I have no idea who David Cranes is, but this one was free. Let's go. This local bookstore that I go to, where I got the T.S. Eliot book, they have this bookshelf outside, and they let you take 2 books for free. So every time that I will buy like in bulk, like 3-4 books, and then at the end I can go out and get 2 more for free. So that's pretty nice. I don't know what it is about or what kind of stories he wrote, but it's pretty short as well. So it might be like a nice little read. Next, goodness gracious, of course, we have Pablo Neruda, Ode to Common Things. But since Pablo Neruda cannot be read in English and get everything of his poems in English, this one has them in Spanish. On the left and on the right, it has them in English, which is so fucking cool. I'll read a quick one just for you because I really love this guy. Oda a la mesa. Sobre las 4 patas de la mesa desarrollo mis odas. Despliego el pan, el vino y el asado. La nave negra de los sueños. O dispongo tijeras, tazas, clavos, claveles y martillos. La mesa fiel sostiene sueño y vida. Titánico cuadrúpedo. Es el encargo. Sorry. Oh my god. The cough is still not gone. It's been like 4 weeks. Jesus Christ. I don't know how long it takes. But anyways. La mesa fiel sostiene sueño y vida. Titánico cuadrúpedo. Es la encaracolada y refulgente mesa del rico, un fabuloso buque cargado con racimos. Es hermosa la mesa de la gula, rebosante de góticas langostas, y hay una mesa sola en el comedor de nuestra tía, en verano, corriendo las cortinas. It's just so nice, you know. It's very nice. I like Neruda. Really like him. So of course when I saw this one, I fucking have to have it, of course. There's like everybody has those authors that as soon as they see their name, they're like, "Yep, I'm getting that shit." Like, do you know what the one is about? Nope, but I'm getting that shit. Second to last, and this is the comic book. It's a comic book, Batman Black and White. So this one is pretty cool. I just started reading it, so I haven't gotten too far ahead. So this is the funny thing about this one. my favorite villain in the Batman universe is the Riddler. And apparently this comic has the best Riddler story ever. So, of course I have to have it. And I was gonna order it online for like $70 on Amazon. But then I found it in Barnes & Noble for 35. Let's go me. And it has a bunch of other ones too. So if you open it and you look at all the issues it has. If I can get closer here. Sorry if I hit the cable. So you can see on both pages like all of the issues that it has. So that's all the content you get for $35. I was gonna get less than that for fucking 70. So, and ladies and gentlemen, to finish up, we have British literature from 1780 to 1830 by Anne K. Miller and Richard E. Matlack. So this one is basically like your typical English college course book. You have oh nice, it's a vindication of the rights of man. That one is written by Mary Wollstonecraft, and you have like a bunch of information on that and a bunch of well, it's basically like having English classes in your hand. And of course, me being a fucking nerd, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I need to have that one. So it's a very big encyclopedia, and it has a lot of content and a lot of good things to work with, which should come in handy. And if not, at the very least, it's a great book to have. It's a good resource. Last but not least, of course, I'm going to show the one that I'm reading right now is Fear and Trembling by Soren Kierkegaard. As you can see, I'm taking plenty of notes. These notes are just for myself. They're for whenever I need to journal. I will write on what I've been reading. And so far it's very interesting. Quite interesting, I must say. And I got this little bookmark at a convention. Just thought I'd show that. So there you go, everyone. Those are all the books that I've gotten lately, recently, in a month that I wasn't here. Will I read them all by like the end of the month or like soon? Nope. But I will be reading them throughout my life, I suppose, because as you can see, I have more than enough material. So that is that. I'll see what else I can come up with to make another video soon. I'm gonna try to make maybe at least 2 videos per week. That would be nice. Maybe one on Friday and then one on Wednesday, like halfway through the week, so you can have something to look forward to. I don't know if anybody would look forward to these videos, but that is that, ladies and gentlemen. So I thank you for coming back, and I will be posting more often now, because now clearly I'm gonna have more free time and hopefully more time late at night when everybody is asleep to actually have some silence. And we'll see.